Welcome to the Double L Show. We are talking about Visionette and all of our other projects that are going on that everyone's confused about and also asking loads of questions about. So I'm going to start and explain where Visionette came from because a lot of people they would have seen it pop up again, and a lot of people who've been with us a long time will actually already know about it, but others not so much. So I started it in 2018 with mostly my friend. I think I came up with the title and she joined us to do photography, and that's kind of what we were doing at the time. But I wanted to do more filmmaking because I kind of missed it after I wasn't at college. I just wanted to do more filmmaking and I got bored. So, well, we just started creating, I guess. And the first project I believe I did was the fan made music video for Casey Musgraves, which still I absolutely adore. Like, I love it so, so much. It's like one of
And
my favorite things that I've done so far.
that video is amazing. Like whoever was on the camera, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it was really good. But like, yeah, like that's where I started. And I'd done music videos before in college, but let's just say they were not great. Because back then it was kind of like edit it on a deadline. We didn't know how to color grade, we didn't know how to do anything with editing at that point. So
Did they not
it
teach
was
you? It's
not
media. They
really
should have they
no.
should have taught you like basics of how to do that.
No,
Jeez.
like we didn't really get taught much about that kind of thing. We barely got taught anything. We barely got practical, so that was the thing. So I don't think they really needed to teach us how to do it,
Blooming hell.
which is, well, it just happens surprisingly. Half the
Yeah.
things you taught are irrelevant, and the relevant things are just like, nah, we'll not teach you, so you'll learn at some point. But the first ambitious project that I tried to do was Fire Away, which is actually the spin-off of We Are Gold, which I'm already filming. Well, soon anyway, whatever. Um, I'm not good at timelines. My brain is fried. But that was my next journey after I stopped writing that one because I wrote it as a series. And then I was like, you know what, let's make Fire Away with me and some of my friends who also wanted to get into acting. I don't think they want to get into acting anymore because, yeah, I mean, I've been asking people if they want to get involved with like the next projects, and a lot of people have said that they're not interested anymore. And I think it's because of the way the industry's been built and they've been kind of shoved out. So they don't really want anything to do with that at all, really, which is a shame. I mean, now there's more opportunities, I would say, in like the independent industry. There's a lot
Yeah.
more taken on unknown, and people who have never had any experience whatsoever, they're giving them the opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like,
Unfortunately, I have seen that. Like the people I went to college with in 2013 was started. Every single one of them, their dream was to be an actor in some way. Fast forward to now, I think what none of them have got that dream anymore. They've all went on to different things, and it is kind of like we had to see because at 1 minute you're talking about being projects, you're talking about doing projects, you're talking to them about like acting jobs that you're having, and then the next minute you look back and you realize you're the only one with that dream left, and it's weird to see, but at the same time it is hard. Like you're searching all over. You'd think with like websites such as like Star Now, you'd be when you first get to it, you're like, oh my god, this is going to be groundbreaking. I'm going to get so much work from this, and then you start applying and you realize how picky it is and how just like how easy it is for them just to reject you, and you keep on trying and you keep on trying to get work. In the constant rejection can put you off. It can will make you say, I don't want to do this anymore. But you need to stick with it because given time, you will get work. It's just, but nowadays there is like 2013, there was barely anything. Like really, there wasn't really any independent companies in the Northeast doing much. It was mainly just like theatre stuff. But now there's like films being made, there's independent features being made, there's more now funding from the BFI in the Northern Screen Talent or whatever you call it that is helping filmmakers in the Northeast. So yeah, there's lots more opportunities now. So right now, it's a really good time to try and break into the industry, which again is hard as a filmmaker because if you don't know, you don't have the right contact, it's going to be hard. But like again, with the acting, you just need to keep on working to try and break through. Because overnight success, there's really no such thing. Like you might hear about, oh, these people have made a film and it's won all these awards at the film festivals and it's going to the Academy Awards, they might call that overnight success, but what they don't see is the filmmakers who have spent 10 to 15 years making short films, other independent feature films, grinding to get to that spot. So I can see why people be put off, but like, just keep at it. Rejection hurts. You need to have a thick skin in this industry, filmmaking and acting. But just keep on going, because one day it will pay off.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of like around here, they don't have the right contacts, or like they've made some contacts and then realized it's not actually for them. It's like very different. It's like very vast around here. Like you've got the ones who want to start into the industry, the ones who are just starting, then you've got ones who've been in it a while, and then you've got the ones who've been in it for like the long haul. It's very different, and somehow like the circles are very closer now in a way, like through the amount of new companies, network and events, everything like that. And sometimes just Facebook in general, because one mention of your name and next thing you know someone's like, oh yeah, I've heard it. And you're like, what? People like it's just, it gets very weird, and I don't know how the word is getting spread around, but it does. And that's the best way to try and get yourself in, try and get to these nights, try and like talk to certain companies and just see who you can find online. I mean, I've always said to like anyone, if they want to look up and try and find contacts, just go through my Facebook. I'm like, just go through it. I don't care. Go and add whoever you want. Go and follow anyone on my Instagram. Just do what you want. Try and connect with people. See what they're up to. See what projects they're doing. And I feel like that's just a really good way of it, because you never know, you might just be the right person for the next project.
Exactly. Networking is the best way. Like, there'll be places that do like kind of networking for filmmakers and actors. Go online, like Facebook. There's loads of groups, especially in the Northeast. There's loads of them. And like, it's who you know, not what you know. So if you get in touch with a director and he's like, oh, well, I'm shooting this short film, you'd be perfect. There we go. It's easy as that.
I mean, how did we connect? He literally
Yeah.
donated to my fundraiser, and we literally never stopped talking at all, like not once. And that is crazy, because I don't think I've ever had such a long streak with anybody in my life.
Same.
It's just weird.
Literally, same.
Like I could literally write anything and I could be like, Lee, finish it. And he'll finish it the exact way that I wanted. Like even when we're shooting projects like now, like when Lee had to step away, I'm like, I know exactly what he wants. I don't need to look at the short list. I don't need, like, I know.
Oh yeah.
And it's just weird. And then I go to him, I was like, this is what I've planned. And he's like, that's exactly how I would have planned. I was like, see, teamwork.
Perfect.
We just read each other's minds, and the amount of times it's just like our visions are so interconnected that it felt right that you'd be on board with Visionette.
Yeah.
I don't even understand how it works. Like, are we telepathic?
I mean, it could be. It could be that.
Yeah. Can we talk about Suspicious Minds?
Yes.
Love it. Oh my god, I'm so
amazing.
excited. Like it's as much as I love the process, I just can't wait to wrap it, because my hair is going to be completely different. Like I'm getting my hair dyed Saturday coming, and it's just going to mess with all of continuity. But I'll just be like, I'll tie my hair up. It's all good. I'll just blend with the lighting, whatever. I mean, the lighting wasn't that great at times. I mean,
yeah, it really wasn't.
there was a blue hue over all of the foot. Well, not all of the footage. I'd say half of it the first time we were shooting, but that's because we had to switch camera at one point, and yeah, we'd never used that camera, none of us, so we just had no idea what to do. And yeah, I could fix it. I managed to fix all the footage in color grade, and I was like, I'm like, this is the most effort I've ever done in my entire life. It took forever. Like I was like, oh, let's see if I can do it the easy way and match the color to the other one. No, like it kept going all these random colors, and I'm like, okay, I can't do this. And then I just kept going and messing on with everything, and then I was like, okay, that actually looks very similar to that, so I'll just leave it. And it was so fun that day, and like I feel like there's a lot of fun behind the scenes that people don't see, and there's so many misconceptions. It's just like we just couldn't stop laughing at times.
Yeah, it was a fun day. Like for the first time shooting in the studio, like the amount of times I've been to the studio, a load. This was the first time actually shooting in the studio. So for me, directing, it was like, okay, this is weird. But like just got into it. Everyone was having a laugh. Like that was fantastic to see all the cast getting along and the crew getting along. in like for some of them, first time actually meeting each other in person, it was just amazing how well everyone got to get on together. And just that was one of the best shoots I've ever been on. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
I was just like totally drained by the end of the day because there was that much banter and everything. I was just like,
Yeah.
wow, this is a lot. But yeah, I absolutely love Suspicious Minds. Like, I feel like I, it might be one of the top creations, maybe. I'm so biased. I'm just really biased. I can't like, no, like, oh, I love the character of Isla, and I just can't wait for everyone to kind of see her and the cliffhanger because we have to do cliffhangers. He wrote the ending, but I've had to rewrite the ending because I came up with other ideas that I thought was going to be very, very different, but also very surprising at the same time. And I feel like it works better the new way than it did the old way.
Well, the cliffhanger part, I knew we needed something to keep people wanting to come back and see more. So yeah, that perfect way to do it. But the new ending, I think you've done a fantastic job on. It fits perfectly with everything that's happening.
I just like I can't deal with like how excited I am for it. Like it's weird because I want to be at the ending just because the scenes are so fun to shoot.
Yeah.
But like it's honestly,
Uh,
I'm so excited. Especially to go back to an abandoned place. Like I haven't been there. That's where I actually filmed Fire Away
was
in
it? Oh wow.
2019. I'm going to say 2019 because I just about started a job, I think, at that point. But oh, honestly, I loved it. It was just so cool, like abandoned bunkers and just it was just aesthetic, and there was graffiti art everywhere, and
Oh wow. I
yeah,
can't wait to see the place. Like, oh,
you're gonna love it.
if it's how close is it to the metro? Is it just like a
Oh,
just quick walk, or is it like a?
5, 6 minutes maybe.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
I think it's East Walden and then somewhere around the corner. Yeah, I'll
You know
find
what?
it.
It sounds like a place I was going to shoot a film in 2016.
Probably it's like a filmmaker place. Like
Yeah.
pretty much everyone goes there when the
Originally, we were like, I think, yeah, because like I'm have to think back to 2016 here now. We were doing something in Borden, like kidnapping situation, but then on New Year, it got changed to it was maybe somewhere in Durham. But then a few weeks later, we got told, oh, it's now in the Exchange in North Shields. In that's where we were, North Shields.
uh,
But like, if that's the place that the director showed me, I can't wait to see it in person because the screenshots he showed us, they were amazing. How aesthetically pleasing it looked.
it really is. Like it's just amazing. I loved it when I was there. It just felt like really different. It felt very dystopian and just I can't even describe it. But it was fun, even though it was like I'm pretty sure it was like Baltic outside when we were shooting.
Um,
Like I had my really, really thick wool coat on at the time. And I'm sure there's a video somewhere online. I'm like 100% sure there's a video of it, of me running. I don't know if there's the one of Luke kidnapping us and trying to kill us. I don't
I
know.
saw the photo of Luke with the mask on.
Yeah, that was also part of it. That was the first time we met when we done that. Like
Oh
we
wow.
talked for ages and yeah, we just got on and I was like, do you want to be in this? And he's like, yeah. So cool. He was like,
Awesome.
he was like, I did acting in college. I was like, no way. I was like, how did I not know? But then again, I didn't know, we didn't talk about that kind of thing. But yeah, Suspicious Minds being pop tier crime drama inspired by the X-Files, Criminal Minds, NCIS. The
Yeah.
really, really good crime dramas. Oh, I
And
don't
for
want to get into
directing
Criminal
it,
Minds.
and for directing it, I did take a lot of inspiration in the shots I chose from the X Files, and I think you can kind of tell
You
by
can.
looking at it.
Yeah, like where Wyatt and Isla are walking through the door. That just gives us the title sequence 5, and I was like, I'm gonna parody this, so I did. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to wrap that up, but at the same
Yeah.
time, there's more projects to come. I'm so excited.
Yes.
You're so excited for mine, and I barely even mentioned any of it yet.
I know, but it just sounds so good. Like I can just imagine because what you've told me, what I can imagine is you kind of on the stage singing, and I've got these like ideas of kind of like how to shoot like that kind of bit, and it's just like I can't wait to do this now. I want to do this now. I can't wait.
Yeah,
Like
I've got
it
like
sounds so good.
ideas as well of like how I can see it. Although I don't know exactly whereabouts it will be filmed, but Yeah, I'm so excited for that one. Okay, let's just skip to that one. Okay, it's called
Yeah.
Starlight because it actually does have a name, and I took that from another project that I'd attempted doing a few years back, which was also a musical. So I feel like it fits very good with the vibe. This one is set in the Northeast, and it's about the like music scene because I feel like it's not relatively known yet. There's a lot of musicians around here.
Oh yeah,
Like
definitely.
there's so much like there's busking going on, open mic nights, it's just loads. But a lot of people don't actually know about them. And I feel like it'd be good to shine a spotlight on that and like compare it to someone who's a new artist going in, compared to someone who's already been here for a while. And it's very different because the new one doesn't have a clue essentially. She's like, I don't play an instrument, I don't know how to write songs, I'm just covering everybody else's. And she's like, yeah, this isn't, I'm getting an opportunity here to shine and I don't know anything. So what should I do? And then she's like, you know what, I'm just going to copy. So she literally like, she just tries to take the easy way and it backfires because copyright exists, especially through like certain things. Like you can change the words a bit, you can change the music a bit, but still people they get pulled up on it
Yep.
eventually.
Tell that to Ed Sheeran, who's in court for that exact
Yeah.
thing right now.
Yeah, see that it's weird because I can hear it because I think it's like three notes. It's like after like let's get it on, and it's the notes just after that,
Yeah.
and it sounds so familiar, and I don't know how people they can't pick up. But if you
Even
don't
if you
have
play the two
knowledge,
songs, if you play the two songs, you play the bit of the song that say is copying it, then you play the bit of the song of the original song. It's like exact same.
yeah, feel. I don't. I feel like if you don't have the knowledge there of like music and stuff,
Yeah.
you don't know what to listen for in a way. Because I remember when it all started, and I was like, I'm just gonna go and listen, and I'm like, oh yeah, that does. Anyway, let's get away from that. But like, it's gonna be really good, and it's just weird. But I've had people in the past, especially when I was really young, like as a kid, like when I was getting into doing everything performing wise, like some people I knew, they literally would copy everything. Like I would change my hair, their hair would change, like whatever I did, like loads of things. And it's just like, okay, this is weird. But I've heard of it a lot that people tend to copy, like as in mimic, copycat completely. I've heard of it going around it quite a bit. I
Ah,
mean, if
like
you just look at like all the people who like pretend to be Ariana Grande and go out there as Ariana Grande and say they are and stuff. Yeah, it's a weird one to
I
cover,
don't
but
get it. It's like why take over the personality of someone like that? Like be your own person. Don't just copy off everyone you see because no one's going to pay attention. Like the audio or someone audio like that exists.
yeah, it's just I don't even know what to say about that, but
Yeah,
it
it's weird.
happens and yeah. But I thought maybe we should shine a spotlight on it in a way. So where should we go back? We should go back to We Are Gold
Wait,
because
yes, that's the one that's going to be filmed very soon.
I'm so excited. I absolutely
Yep,
love it. I just We Are Gold was a
is.
series. It's a bit of both considering I've got like that many drafts lying around. I started writing it in 2016 about it was kind of like I got sparked by the amount of nepotism that goes around and how loads of people get the first jobs because of family. And I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna write something on that. And I did, and I was enjoying it quite a bit. But it's kind of like a flip on it, a flip on the conventions of it. Because in the new one, you've got someone who's been handed everything, and now she literally doesn't want anything to do with that. And to be honest, somebody's getting held hostage somewhere in the whole thing, which is kind of like, you know what, I'm going to be my own person now. Everyone else has forced us to do this my entire life. I don't want to do it. And she's like, okay, I'm just going to create a new life for myself. And she has the perfect opportunity to reinvent herself. So she's trying, and coming from like LA and the scene there, like she had so many fake friends because people just wanted to get into the industry. People just wanted like, oh yeah, so I want to be in this. So can you make it happen kind of thing? And she just got used all the time. She's got really no friends when she comes to the UK. She doesn't really know anyone. And the short film sent us by her when she's just made a friend at the college called Isabella, and they just hit it off. Like, they click, even though I'd say they're completely different, but they relate to each other in some kind of way. I don't know how it works. I know that could have making friends.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. But then you've got our brother, Tiffany's brother, who just is like, he turns up, he's like, yeah, so our mother wants to talk to you. And she's just like, I don't want to talk to her. She's called me out on every single thing. I don't want to talk to her. And then he's like, oh, well, you're making a friend. Like, this is cool. I'm just going to tag along. And then she's like, I don't want anything to do with you. And he's just like, well, I'm still going to tag along. And there's just loads of conflict there that just backfires. But I feel like it's the same way in the series. Marcus is now, he's had everything handed to him his entire life, more than she has, and he's now at the top of the company getting everything you could imagine, and she's just like, why are you trying to use us? Like, why? Like, I can give you all this, and she's just like, I don't want it. And he's like holding her on her own work, like, you wrote this, and I can just easily say that it's not yours because you wrote it at the time you were at the company. Like, he just, yeah, they're just very manipulative, the family. But I feel like
Yeah, they
Tiffany's
are.
in the better place by being on the outside of it.
I
And
will
it's,
say the We Are Gold characters are some of the best characters you have actually created. Because they're the characters where, like, I've literally, when I've been reading, like, when
I
I've
just
been
love
reading,
her. I love one of the characters. No.
it's just like, you read it, it's like, I really hate you. And then on the contrary, there's a character where I'm like, I really love you.
Oh no,
It's just,
you just gave us memories of what I wrote yesterday, and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. Like, that is bad.
ooh,
But like, you've got Grayson Gold. He was in charge of everything. He's dictated everyone around him his entire life, essentially. And now he's not in charge. He doesn't really know what to do. He's just like, okay, how do normal people live? And he's got so much to fix because he's messed everything up in his life. And he's like spending time, he's like, how do I even get my wife back? She hates us because I've made her do this entire thing and she hates it. So, yeah, and also the fact that he did screw around.
yeah. I mean, he's a bit of a love rat in that situation.
Yeah,
What I was
definitely.
going to say before is the film, if you want an idea of what kind of Tiffany's life is, Wild Child, the film.
Hmm.
Get moved to a different country, know no one, and needing to try and fit in with people you don't connect with.
Yeah, it's very much like that. But the thing is, she's very open to adapting, whereas the character of Poppy isn't.
Yeah, yeah, good point. She was
Yeah,
very set in her ways.
definitely. I love that movie so much.
Oh, I do.
But the character, I feel like the character of Halo is by far the best. And
Halo is,
I
oh
will
my God,
literally
like
never not love
literally,
that character.
literally, We Are Gold gets made. I swear right now, there's going to be Facebook groups called We Love Halo.
I know.
She's just that great of it. Like, you read it, you're thinking, how can one character be so good? It's just amazing. She's caring. She'll help you no matter what, and she's going to be there for you. It's just like, you are perfect.
Like, she literally just feels so guilty if she's not there because of like past events when she wasn't there and bad things happened. And she's just like the person that you'd always want by your side if anything went wrong.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
yeah, I can't spoil what I wrote because there is a summer special at the end of it because it's
Ooh,
kind of like a family holiday, and yeah, it's the first family holiday, and it's explosive. It
I
really
can't
is.
wait to hear more about that.
Yeah, you'll know before everybody else does.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, one of the things Grayson said to Tiffany right there, just totally blunt, like, she just lost it. Like, she's just like getting into a screaming match.
Knowing Grayson, he'll say anything, really.
Exactly, especially hitting her where it hurts, especially
Ooh.
just like over very, very traumatic events. Like, don't hit the trauma, please. Like, no, him. It's not off limits. Yeah, it's oh, I have no words for how juicy and dramatic it is. I absolutely like I love, and I hope that in the short it shows via Marcus and what he's like as to the whole thing. And hopefully sometime soon, if I get any of my way, which I don't know, that'll be the next one. It has to be. And
Oh yeah.
we already have talked to two of the people who would want involved, and one of them
Yes.
is the biggest. Like he is Reddit. He was literally like, Laila.
To think two big names are kind of interested in it. It's like, yes, this is what we love to hear. Yes.
Yeah, like, I just hope it really gets somewhere because big names being attached, that tells it a long
Oh,
way.
hell yeah.
And it's like the genre that's totally in right now. I would say like people would say it's Dynasty, but it's definitely not. Like it's nowhere near.
I wouldn't say dynasty, no. I can see similarities, but like altogether, it's completely different.
Yeah, definitely. So the next one, music videos, because more
Yeah,
music videos are coming.
can't
I
wait.
have no idea. Which one am I even going to do? I haven't got to the point where I'm like, I don't know what song to do. Like I keep writing and writing songs, and I did lose quite a few, but luckily I sent screenshots to him, so I
Yes,
saved my own ass.
that's good.
Um, I just there's so many to choose from. Like I just keep writing and writing, especially when I just don't feel in the mood. I'm just sitting there, and then I got all these intrusive lyrics, I would say, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, I'm gonna write it down, just chill. Like it got us up at like midnight because it gave us lyrics and I had to
You
type
never
them
know when
up.
inspiration hits. You never know.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to turn my phone on now. So I did. I wrote it up. It's probably not that great, but whatever. But there is many music videos coming and they're gonna be filmed highlighting locations across the Northeast. I definitely feel like there should be.
Like I, one of the songs, I can't remember which song it was, but one of the songs when I was reading it, I was like, you know, what would be a good backdrop to this Penshaw Monument. Don't know
Oh,
why. Just
it's
I
I
thought,
know which one. Road trip.
yeah, well, yes, that's a road trip. I could just see Penshaw Monument. And I was reading, I was like, yes, this has to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be all different sites, beaches, sunsets. I've already got the sunset because I was lucky enough to witness a very beautiful one. I'm so excited for them to
Oh
like
yeah.
come about. I'm doing it backwards, and a lot of people won't agree with it because they're like, that's a challenge. But because it's my own song and stuff, I find it easier that I'm gonna record all the footage first and then record the song. But because I
Hmm.
have the lyrics are technically the script.
I mean, yeah. Like most people do record the song first, but like if you've got the lyrics, you can tell like kind of how it's going to go. So yeah, could easily film some stuff.
Yeah, I
Another
feel
idea
like
would
when
be
it's
is
warmer.
in South Shields, like the wheel. That would be a good shot.
Yeah, I love the wheel. I
Ooh.
haven't on the wheel. I've never been on it. I want
I've
to be.
never
I
been on it.
want to be on it. I really
Like
want to be
just
on the wheel.
like a shot of like the wheel at first, and then a shot of inside one of the kind of carriages, like just having fun, having a laugh. That'd be
Yeah,
so good.
but it's cool. It's about friendship as well. About
Yeah.
like traveling with your friends and see where life takes you. But yeah, I'm excited for that. What else are we doing? Other projects.
Other projects.
We've got like so many, but like I don't know. Like we
I
just
have a
keep getting
document.
ideas.
I have a document on my phone of all the short films that I've got of like the kind of ones I want to make, and it's kind of a big list if you can see there.
Damn.
Yeah, they're all like two of them haven't been written yet. Two of them haven't been written yet. They've only had the outline, but the other four are fully complete with the final drafts done. So at some point, I'd love to make them.
Yeah,
It's
we
just
can definitely add it to the list. I feel like if we
yeah,
want to do more horror, it's going to have to be when it's darker because, like, nobody's going to believe that in the light of day,
yeah.
it just
Let's
doesn't.
see. One's a crime drama. That one's I don't know, some kind of psychedelic drama.
Oh, what the hell is psychedelic? Oh, please say it's
The one,
weed.
the one I sent you, where it's kind of a dream sequence thing where he takes the drug to in the alcohol to remember, like a good time, and he
Oh,
keeps
yeah,
taking
yeah,
it to try and remember. And over, yeah,
yeah.
there's a, I kind of call that one. I don't know if that one's kind of it's okay. It's hinted at throughout the pages. and you only get to see the end, which is kind of a big twist of what he actually meant. So, thriller, maybe? I'm not quite sure how to frame and genre that one.
Yeah, nobody wants to mention the fact that we both wrote X-Files spin-offs
Yes,
and
that's a good point.
ideas that were just like totally fire and would make
Oh,
really
hell
good
yeah.
series. We might as well just like add these and just like
Yeah,
let's just like submit them anywhere and try and get them
yeah.
made.
The idea
Out
you
of it.
had is very good because that could be a long running series. That could actually go for a few series. Like, but for mine, it's mine goes basically into Mulder's belief of the supernatural and that taking a focus in the series that I've got.
Mm. Like I don't know, like it's just so exciting at the same time. But loads of the projects that we're going to do, we're going to submit to festivals and we're going to
Yeah,
screen them. We Are Gold will hopefully get screened in June, which I
yeah,
really hope, because it's gonna be done by then. And I edit fast, like
will
I
be.
can't
Yeah.
sit with footage.
Oh,
I just
you edit
can't.
so quick. Like with the
Can't.
Suspicious Minds footage, you did it so fast. I was like, wow, I can't believe you've done it already.
I just couldn't stand it being there, and I can't store it on my MacBook because there's not enough space for all the footage. So
Right.
yeah, I had to edit as fast as I can, and then I had to get rid of loads of the footage that was just bloopers because I can get them back probably, but like there's so much like storage issues. You can never have enough like gigabytes at
Yeah,
times.
that's true.
I mean, I did clear all my MacBook off, so fingers crossed that I won't have the issue again of not being able to store. Show reels for every project that we're doing, and if anybody wants to actually pitch an idea to us or whatever, or wants to like try and be part of any, specifically you have to be in the northeast though because we can't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're doing show reels, like a lot of the footage that we're doing as part of all the other projects, we're putting them together and doing a show reel for everyone. Everyone else gets an IMDb credit. Like we're just like on a roll of things like that.
Oh yeah.
And we'll even do like headshots, like photography, modeling photography, like we'll do anything.
Professional headshots as well.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really do ones like that because we don't have a background, but
True.
we can do modeling shots definitely. And I've done
Modeling
quite a few
shots,
in the
yeah.
past. Yeah. To finish, Monday Blues. What do we say about
Hell
Monday
yeah.
Blues that is allowed? I'm just gonna say, Lee, do you have anything to say?
Monday Blues, if you do not know already, then get out of the rock that you're living under, is a school drama set in the northeast of England, and it is based in a school, a private
Boarding
boarding
school.
school. Yeah, I was trying to think of the name. Don't know why the word boarding left me
MCA.
memory. Yeah, MCA Academy. It follows Maya, an undiagnosed autistic teenager, as she goes through somewhat of a crisis in her life about leaving the school, what you're going to do after the school, and add in some parental issues in there. You just get a load of drama. And even our friends start to go on a downturn path of all their lives all of a sudden take some sort of hit with the drama that's going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be very, very good. Very excited to do it.
I feel like in school, like nothing's off limits for other people. Like if they have an opportunity or hear something to bring somebody else down for their own pleasure, they will do it.
Oh yeah.
And that's the way it kind of works because you've got Lily who's using Maya essentially because it's like, oh, Maya's now more popular than I am. So I've now got to gain that popularity back. Otherwise, I'm just nobody. Like this, the hierarchy in school, like everyone just wants to be popular and they'll convert. Like I remember there was a lot of people who were converted into populars. Like I was never popular, apart from when I started making videos, like singing videos online, which was that's not the popularity you want. It was very embarrassing, especially when I was sitting there on the bus one time and someone was watching all my videos.
I remember you
Looking at us, and I was like, they're like, it's
just
her.
hang on a minute.
Yeah, I was just so embarrassed. Like me now would have been like, what? Do you want an autograph?
Yes. Yes.
But
Do you want
yeah,
to take a picture? It'd last longer.
Monday Blues honestly was wrote like over 10 years ago now, and it
Jeez.
feels so weird when I look at the original drafts, which actually the original drafts inspired the newer drafts, because I realized, like, I felt like I lost my way with my work, and I forgot its origin and why I wrote it in the first place. And then when I look back, I was like, oh yeah, that's why I started writing it. I was like, I'm going to put that in there. It's like a past versus the present kind of issue of, like, I was this person once, and now other people have forced us to be somebody else I'm not, so who even am I? Yeah, it happens with a lot of people. I'm like in an identity crisis. I have no idea who I am right now, but that's just my life summed up, because I never knew who I was. So
I think you could say the same for Maya as well, for some of the drama
yeah,
that happens with her. She doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know who she's going to be outside the school, because all she's known is the school. So who is she without the school?
yeah. It's kind of like, it's weird. It's like mirroring my own life right now. Like how
Semi-autobiographical.
yeah, but like apart from that, it's like what I've wrote just happens to be, it's almost like it's happening. This is what's happened a few times with my writing, and I don't think I ever told Lee. There was this one time in college, I wrote a scene for We Are Gold, or was it Fire Away? One of them, I don't know. Whatever I was writing in college. And no, I feel like it was definitely We Are Gold. I'm getting flashbacks now. And I wrote a scene about the character Tiffany being in college and being in class, and then she fails all of our work, which her parents would obviously despise because they own the college. And it's like, wow, she's gonna give us all a bad reputation here. And I just remember writing that she runs out into the corridor and she's just crying her eyes out. And the exact same thing happened to me like a few months later. I was like, and then I got like massive deja vu, and I'm like, oh, and at the same time, it was like she got forced to go back into the classroom when she was completely upset. And that was the exact thing that was happening. And I was like, I'm not going back in. I'm not going back in. So I didn't. I went off with my friend, and it just was like deja vu. And I'm like, why is deja vu? This has never happened before. And then it did. It already happened.
Wow,
Yeah, I
that's
don't trust my work. I really
so you
don't, for
sort
that
of
reason.
so you sort of predicted what happens.
Yeah.
And on that note, thinking about what you have already wrote, dear God, I hope it doesn't come true.
I know, like I feel like some of it is and some of it isn't. And I'm just like, stop. Like, please stop.
Just no. Once was enough. You don't have to do this again.
I'm gonna Google clairvoyant writing, because maybe that, because all the ideas come from my head, they are
Yeah.
actually premonitions.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. This is good
Most of
turning
the
out
stuff
really weird. This is
most
weird.
of the stuff like I've ever predicted before was a dream I've had. And it's
Mine
turned out to be
weren't.
true.
Mine were
Yeah.
just random ideas that came to my head, and I wrote them down, because if I forgot them, I would have been like, damn, I can't believe I forgot that. But then that would explain the feeling of when I was in school and I was writing Monday Blues, and it was like I was walking over myself. Like it just felt like I don't know. It was weird. It was just really, really weird. It was almost like there was another me in the room at the time.
Like something took over as you were
No,
creating
as
it.
in
No?
like there was a different version of myself in the same room.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you were creating a character that was based on you, but you were changing it up a bit. So kind of was a second person.
Yeah.
In your head anyway, as you were doing it.
Yeah. It's just so weird. Like I would walk where I was, what I just wrote, and it just felt really weird. It just felt so strange. Like everything was, something else was supposed to happen there and then. But yeah, it's weird how writing takes over and does things like this. I have no control over it. I should write something on that. I
Definitely,
said
yeah.
it first that I am writing before anybody else did.
There we go. You've heard it here.
Yeah.
Official proof.
Another project that will happen. Oh God. What if I write that project about what's going to happen, only for the things in that project to happen?
Oh, that'd be even more proof of what happened.
Yeah,
More proof
that's
that
going
it's
to be
a
weird.
psychic premonition.
Yeah. Maybe I can somehow manifest the character of Halo
Yes.
and
If there's a Halo
manifest.
out there, please contact us. Please do. If you are like the person we've described, please get in contact.
The human sunshine, essentially.
Exactly.
Oh, like honestly, no, I really want that one to happen. I really want it. I really, really want it.
Yes.
Universe is listening, so I'm going to say I really want that to happen. And you know what cast I
Yeah.
want, so I want that cast.
Please
Oh
listen.
my God.
Take notes. This is what we want.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
a lot of other people will love it. Like I feel the people I've told about it, they're like, okay, that's so good. Like I can't wait to see that. And I'm like, I can't wait for it to actually be somewhere,
Yeah.
but I have no idea. I feel like that covers pretty much all of like I feel like it covers all of Visionette. Apart from like we can't talk about the Double L show on the Double L show, can we?
Yeah, that would be a bit weird.
Yeah. But speaking of, if there's anybody who wants to guest or come on as an like to be interviewed or has any
Yeah.
suggestions for like topics, way
If
down.
you are an actor, if you are a filmmaker in any sort of way, get in contact. If you have a subject you want us to talk about, get in contact.
Yeah, definitely. And if there's any projects that you'd want to be involved in, and you can just send anything across. The email will be underneath in the description.
Yep.
Right. So that's episode whatever. I don't know how many. Episode 14.
14.
Right. Okay. Au revoir, people.
Goodbye and thank you for watching.